Hello friends. I'll fix the glare in just a second. I don't know what that is hitting my face. We'll figure it out. It's a beautiful day. It's like the air conditioning is on outside, so I have my window open. But also I live in a neighborhood where I swear no one picks the same day to get their yard work done. We're not on that. We're not on that group chat. Listen. So every single house, every single day, one of them has a different lawn crew going. Just wah. I'm used to it. You're probably not going to be, so you are going to hear that. But I don't want to shut the window because I can hear the doves cooing, and it's magical outside. So I know yesterday was Feral Monday, but are these not fun? This is a party you want to go to. I know yesterday we went wild, but this is still a party you're going to want to go to. So let me swatch them for you really quickly. I want to use one, but I'm going to show you how to use them in a very easy way. A more tame way. Normally I would just want to draw squigglies on my face. Ooh, look how pretty that is. So these are going to be color shifting, but I'm going to show you. I have to switch lighting because what you're seeing now, the sun is kind of just pouring in, and constant light, you don't get to see the shift. So you're going to need lower light to be able to see that shift. Ooh, oh no, you can see a little, but not to its full potential there. These are gorgeous. Gorgeous. So these are from City Color, and they have the loose, I was saying they have the loose pigment and the mixing medium, but that can be a little bit more difficult. These are really easy. We love quick and easy when it comes to spicy, because I know these spicy kind of colors, they can be very overwhelming. These are so fun. But I'm going to show them to you in lower light, but I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use. I'm going to go ahead and label them really quickly here. So before we move on, I want to talk really quickly. Now, a few of you might have a liquid shadow and even a multi-chrome like this. These are, I don't want to say difficult to work with, because nothing is difficult and I'm here to help you. But there's just a few simple mistakes that I used to make, and we're gonna talk about them. I don't want you to be intimidated by this formula. It's just about knowing. I feel like a lot of times brands, they release these beautiful products and then there's not enough education that goes with them. They're just like, isn't it pretty? Here, take it. And then it doesn't work, and then we're all sitting there with this in our makeup drawers. It used to happen to me. Now I have skin prep on, eye cream, all of it, okay? And my lid doesn't feel too tacky, but you know what? Dag nabbit, it's probably too tacky for liquid shadow, especially a duochrome. So what we're gonna do is I'm taking translucent powder. Take whatever translucent powder you have. And I don't wanna wipe away that eye cream. I still need that, but I want to lightly set it. And I'm taking a fluffy brush, using the side of it. I'm just gonna set from my lash line all the way to my brow bone. This is so important. Next, listen, this is important. We wanna stay within the same family. And what I mean with that is we're gonna use a liquid shadow. This is my favorite at the moment. And we're just gonna put this in here. We want something that's gonna dry down, because this is going to dry down. We're getting to that. That's gonna be fun. We're not there yet. So we're gonna take this, and I'm just going to press to blend it. Liquid shadows can be delicate, so pressing, it just gives us a very light pressure. And I say that they can be delicate, and that means that they can kind of become patchy. We also want to work quickly. That doesn't mean that we're in a rush, but we don't want to just sit here on one area. We want to keep going back and forth. Look how pretty that is. Now, we're going to let that dry down. Add some more over here. This isn't set yet. Okay, since this is on my hand, you can definitely see the flip. Isn't that nice? That's the one we're gonna use. Let's just stare at this all day. Are you ready? Look how pretty this is. That is just one color, you're gonna see. I'm filming a helpful TikTok while I do this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna apply this with the wand relaxing outside. Okay. Now we're gonna grab our C30, start to tap it over this way. Tap it over this way. Before it dries, it's not dry, and you want to do this before it dries. It's so important. Please do it before it dries. We're gonna add a little bit more. There we go. And then as it dries, it kind of gives more shift. Do you see this? These are not creasing. I'm waiting for it to dry before we smooth it. I'm not trying to leave y'all looking like this. I'm gonna teach y'all something. Okay, this is a good tip that's coming up. But we have to let it dry. But it's almost dry and no creasing. Y'all, these are so affordable. Do you know what a big deal this is to have a duochrome that's not creasing? I will say there's a little bit of technique, but that wasn't too much technique. I don't want y'all to be afraid of these. They're so much fun and so easy to use. And this formula is amazing. And then it's not going to transfer either once it dries. Although I'm not saying this is dry yet. I'm still giving this a second. Give them at least 2 minutes to completely dry. You want to learn something? I know you do. So, the base of most jewel toned or duochrome shadows is black. So what we're gonna do, we're still gonna use a transition color, but to melt this together, we're gonna grab the tiniest amount of black eyeshadow. We're gonna grab that on an E27, and we're just going to smooth our duochrome. We're just smoothing those edges. See how you can see a lot of depth there? That's black. So we're just kind of creating that same thing here in our crease. We're not turning this into a smoky eye. We are just smoothing edges. This is something I wish somebody would have told me. That weed whacker's trying to tell me right now. Okay, we're almost done with the eye. I'm gonna do liner because it's me. So I'm gonna grab this bronzer, which I'm gonna use as eyeshadow. It's my favorite bronzer. There it is on the side of the brush. Flip that towards the ceiling. See how the shadow's facing the ceiling? Then we're just gonna push it in and mesh all of this together. It's going into the socket. The brush is kind of doing that work for us. And now with what's left, I'm just gonna use it and smooth over this top part and a little bit over this way. Cool, right? Oh, and by the way, using the powder bronzer, once we get to this stage and everything is set, using powder on top of that dried, as long as you're doing it very gently like I was, even pushing it in here, you're gonna be fine. Powder going on top of all of this liquid, dried liquid, is gonna be fine. Okay, I was recording and then it didn't record, but look at how pretty this is. This is from TLB. Layer that up over here. Kind of keep that green situation going. That is so pretty. Look how pretty that is. So let's try out this Live Tinted liner. I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna do some tight lining here. Notice how I'm blinking. If you can, I don't know how sensitive your eyes might be. I want to take everybody into consideration. If not, just shut your eye and you're basically closing your eye on this. It's so much easier. I'm not closing it and doing this. I'm angling it upwards, and it's easier to start here. I feel like we're less sensitive here. And then shut the eye and then just bring it across. Now you could have just done this one time. That would have been enough, but I was just teaching you. So angle it here, going up, then shut the eye, and then just do small back and forth motions. So much easier. Clamping on my full moon lashes. I love these because they're even beautiful if you're not doing wing liner. They add such a beautiful elongated flared shape to the eye. Love these. Okay, let's do our foundation. I'm gonna grab my KVD one. It's probably a little too light, but I'll just fix it with bronzer. It's not to the point where I need to mix it yet, so I just did 2 pumps. Summertime Rose, she's here, okay? Now, I will say as this dries, it does dry down a little bit darker, but not that much darker. But that's where our bronzer will come in. These are things that I want you to see. I want to show you multiple ways how to fix things. I love this formula, by the way. Stunning. Oh, and I can finally daggum talk about the concealer I'm about to show you. I've had the concealer you're about to see since November. That's how long this stuff stays a secret. Let's cover up this red nose. This has been such a hard secret to keep. I have secretly been using this. So a lot of times when you see me film, I have to use certain things that are obviously released. I'll get in trouble. But when I was just filming content and didn't have to talk about the concealer, I've been wearing this one. Now I will say this one's a more light coverage. So if you're into full coverage, you might not love this one. But this one with a little bit of corrector underneath, I'm not using the corrector. But look at how pretty and brightening that is. But it does blend out. And by blend out, I mean it's just not a full coverage concealer. It's very lightweight and it doesn't have a ton of pigment. But that lends itself to the spring months for me. Look how pretty and hydrating it is too. Love it. But now you're gonna see it. Finally. Oh, and if you are interested in the concealer, go up a shade. I find normally I wouldn't go for a shade this bright, but once it's blended out, it's just perfection, as you can see. So if you are interested, go up a shade. I'm also trying to keep the eye a little bit more rounded, so I'm not going like this. I'm kind of going around. Now before we add any powder, this is such a good tip to make sure that our black stays where we put it and doesn't migrate like a Canadian goose. Just pushing that into my lashes. And then we'll grab our E27. Should be enough black eyeshadow. We really don't want any, just a smidge. And we're gonna push that into the lash line. Remember, we have no powder under here. So I am filming a TikTok and I forgot to film this here, but I set my under eye. I just used a puff. I set it with this. And I want to use a darker shade. I used the lighter shade, but I feel like this is too light. The shade that I used is 105, but I want to try one closer to my skin tone. Maybe 110. I want to try that. We'll try this tomorrow. I'm going to leave it right here so I don't forget. Now I'm going to smudge underneath here with the bronzer, kind of that same concept. Just to warm that up a little bit more. And I'm grabbing the bronzer on the tip of the brush. That way I can just press it under here. Pressing under here instead of swiping makes a huge difference, especially if you have sensitive eyes, because a lot of times swiping just fluffs everything into your eye. And we don't even realize it. Now let's bronze up our face. C40. Let me zoom you in. Press that. And then I did go ahead and set the rest of my face very lightly with whatever was left in my puff from the CoverGirl powder that I used. And I think we'll use a bright peach blush. I love peach and green together. I'm going to put a little bit more of the multi-chrome here, just towards the front. It's really, let me put that away before I poke my eye out here. And then we get this kind of, there we go. This color from ColourPop speaks to me. It's called Papaya. A little goes a long way. Isn't this beautiful? Now I picked up the tiniest amount. I never want y'all to feel like, ew, that's not pigmented, because as I've grown in my artistry, I've learned I would much rather pick up a tiny amount and build it than I would to go in here, dig, get crazy pigment, and then have to fight that pigment. So could we build this up? We could build this up to look just like it looks in the pan, but some of us might not want that. Some of us might have to go on a Zoom for work, and we can't wear our blush our spicy way. So when in doubt, tap it out. Well, let me introduce you to my new spicy summer lip. This is from Ashanta Sharif, and this is the vegan matte lip cream, and the shade is She Is So Classy. That is so pretty. And it's transfer proof too. And it's super comfortable. I like it. And then this lip liner right here has been my go-to. This one's from Jean-Luc Cosmetics. Okay, we're done. Listen, these excite me. We'll use the other colors. These are amazing. They're wonderful. They're so affordable. They make me happy that they're so affordable. You can get the whole set for $25. And I love City Color. Y'all have seen me use City Color so much. I just highly recommend. They're a 10 out of a 10. Would recommend. Really quickly, I wanted to show you in low light. Look how pretty that is. There you can see all the colors. All right, I love y'all so much. I have so much to go edit. I'm gonna go get a coffee. I'm gonna sit down my edit. I got so much to edit. I'll definitely be posting here tonight. And I'm posting everything from TikTok to here, but if you have a TikTok, I do post there first. Now before I go, I want to ask you a question. If, and I mean if Rose and Ben Beauty were to do makeup, okay, what do you want to see? What is something that you need help with? Because that's what we're all about here. That's what we're about. That's what my whole page is about. It's about helping you. What is something, a product that you have right now that you're struggling with? What would you want to see from Rose and Ben Beauty? Because y'all know makeup is, ooh, I love it so much. But my main thing is I want to bring things, if I even do, if that's even happening, I would want to bring out things that were thoughtful and helpful. So what do you want to see? Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. I love you. Okay, I'll see you in the comments tonight.